When it comes to New Zealand's tour of England, it's finally over, and it's England who have emerged as the victors in the fourth ODI that took place at Lord's by a massive margin of 100 runs. Yes, England have absolutely thrashed New Zealand by 100 runs in the fourth ODI at Lord's, and because of that, four one sided ODIs has seen England win the series 3-1. And there are major concerns now for New Zealand because there is a big question mark over the availability of Tim Southee. Yes, Tim Southee suffered a fractured thumb while trying to take a catch, and because of that, now Southee he's gone for an X-ray, and there will be an assessment over his condition whether he'll be fit for the World Cup. But looking at the nature of the injury, the fracture to his right thumb, he seems to be in doubt for the World Cup at this point in time. There was one more injury, but he's not there in the New Zealand World Cup squad, and that is Ben Lister. Lister also suffered an injury, and because of that, he could not come out to bat. New Zealand, despite Rachin Ravindra's all-round show, they just could not match up David Malan's brilliant 127 and England reaching 311 at this point. But not just Tim Southee, not just Ben Lister. There was one more problem when it came to Daryl Mitchell. Daryl Mitchell also suffered an injured finger while trying to take a catch. It was a dislocated finger, but he came out to bat. Now, Mitchell's injury is not that serious as compared to Tim Southee. And if Tim Southee is out of the World Cup, it's a massive blow indeed for New Zealand, because the nature of the injury is such that if it's a fractured thumb, it could take close to 5 to 6 weeks to recover. And because of that, his World Cup dreams could basically be over. So, in this World Cup preparation that New Zealand have had against England, the T20Is began, four T20Is. England started off brilliantly with two wins, but New Zealand managed to bounce back and make it 2-2. In Sophia Gardens at Swalek, it was Devon Conway and Daryl Mitchell who gave New Zealand a brilliant win. But then things turned really south for the Kiwis after that. Liam Livingston's 95 ensured that in a rain-shortened game at Durham, you had England bounce back in style. Then in the third ODI, you saw Ben Stokes absolutely going crazy with a massive 182, and because of that, England comprehensively won the third ODI as well. Then in the fourth, you saw David Malan step up and post a brilliant score. And Rachin Ravindra, despite taking 3 wickets and chipping in with 61, he just could not ensure that New Zealand won the game. And that's why a 3-1 series loss in the ODIs is not an ideal preparation for New Zealand at this point in time. And remember, now, after this, they will play three ODIs against Bangladesh in Mirpur. Now, that is a very depleted team which will be led by Lockie Ferguson. And remember, New Zealand will be without their star players who are going back home for a break just before the World Cup, and then they will join in India towards the fag end of September. Remember, New Zealand's warm-up games, they begin from September 29th against Pakistan. That will be played in Hyderabad. Whether it will be with crowds or without crowds, that we do not know, because the World Cup chaos indeed is still in India. Hyderabad has raised objections that you cannot have a crowd at this point. So, because of the security situation there in Hyderabad. So, England have come out 3-1 victors, and they have made a massive statement of intent that they are the favourites heading into the 2023 World Cup. Remember, defending champions and currently the white ball kings in world cricket. They have won the T20 World Cup. They hold both the ICC white ball trophies at this point. So, it's been a great series for England. The T20I series draw notwithstanding, four one-sided games, but three won by England comprehensively, one by New Zealand. And if you, one of the comments that came in, England are the front runners for the 2023 World Cup, looking at their current form and with the batting, absolutely, they are one of the favourites to win this World Cup, because it will not be a surprise. If they don't make it to the semi-final, that is going to be a major jolt. So, England versus New Zealand, the series is over. England will potentially have a break now. They'll come to India early for their warm-ups and everything. For New Zealand, they'll play three more ODIs before they commence their warm-ups against Pakistan and against one more team in the World Cup warm-ups starting from September 29th. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so when we go live. And yes, one more side note. Australia have been hammered by 164 runs by South Africa. It's 2-2 on 17th September. Australia and South Africa play the final ODI at Johannesburg, and after that, South Africa series is done. Then Australia come to India for three ODIs. Thank you so much, folks. Good night.